Hi, my name's Cindy Martin. I'm also known as Teacher's Brain on TPT, which is Teachers Pay Teachers. If you're a beginner and you want to put your resources that you've created that are original on Teachers Pay Teachers, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks so that you can get started right away and feel more confident about being a successful teacher author. Number one, you need a computer that has PowerPoint. Do not make the mistake that I made by trying to make your things in Word and then posting those. It's so much easier to use PowerPoint. You can do overlays, you can save it as a PDF, as a JPEG, or keep it as a PowerPoint. There's just so much more you can do with PowerPoint. So once you start getting yourself familiar with PowerPoint. Number two, you're going to want to get a printer, one that prints fairly good. I like the ones that are Bluetooth so that I can be anywhere and print. And I print the items that I'm making so that I can take photos of those items and then put the photos on the cover, because photo covers sell, or the products in action sell more frequently than just a generic I hate to say it, but an ugly cover. All right, they want to see exactly what they're getting on the cover before they move on to the next button to purchase. And then you're going to want to make sure that you have something to take photos with. I use my cell phone. That is all I use for my photos. I do have a circular, they call it a ring light. I do have that, and I also use natural light as much as possible whenever I'm taking my pictures. You've heard that old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. It is true. And if someone's just seeing a cover that just has some itty bitty words on, they can barely read, and it's just a solid color, versus another product that's just like yours, but it has colorful pictures of what is actually in the products, or the kids having fun with that product, it makes a big difference. Number four is clip art. If you are not a clip art artist, don't try to be, all right? Your job is to write the material for the lesson or create the worksheets that are going with the lesson, or maybe you're doing PowerPoints or Google Slides, but that is something that you want to spend your time in because you're good at that. So if you're not great at doing artwork, buy clip art. This is a business. If you do not have the money right away to buy clip art, there's plenty of free clip art that you can find on TPT from other teacher authors who are specialized in clip art. And you can use those for free as long as all the terms are different. You have to read the terms, but usually if you just give them credit in your terms of agreement page, we'll go over that too. But if you give them credit, then you can use their clip art for free in some cases. When you are thinking about your covers, I want you to think of branding. So what are your favorite color schemes? What do you like the best, and how do you want to make sure that you're branding, like you're keeping the same color scheme throughout? Or maybe you just have a topper that is exactly the same, like the same font that you're using. Think about that whenever you are creating your resources. You also, for Teachers Pay Teachers, you want to have a round logo. You can use just a picture of your face, or you can have somebody design a logo for you, or you can do what I did, and I have a picture of my face with a little word over the top of it. Let's go look at it real quick. There's mine. So this is my logo. I did it myself. I love the color teal, green, and yellow. Those are my favorite colors. So you can see that this is the color scheme that I chose for mine. I am a bit like, for me, I feel like I'm a scattered creative mind where I do like to change things up, the color schemes and stuff, but I do try to keep a solid black border at the top, and I use the same fonts on anything that is a product line. So everything over here that is a virtual field trip, you will see the same title, the same color scheme on all of those. And but everything else you'll see is kind of different. I do a lot of different covers, but I still try to keep my topper the same. And then I always put my logo on my front cover. Very small. You don't want a big old logo. You're not selling your logo. You're selling the product, but you want them to know that you are the one, that you want them to recognize that this is your logo for all the products that you have. Another thing is you don't want to have any of your product covers to be too busy. So if you look at this one, personalized people, great for open house. This one, you can see this thumbnail from far away, right? Like graphic organizers, beginning, middle, end. If you have a lot of writing, I guess that's a good thing that I cannot find a crappy cover. Let me look at my freebies because I know I have some freebies that I wanted to redo. Okay, here's a great example of one of my freebies. All right, so this is a Center's Checkoff. This is the cover that I did. Obviously, I did this a long time ago. I need to redo it, but it's not square like the others. You can see what it is a little bit, but you can't really read everything. It's very busy. It's not attractive compared to other people who have a Center Checkoff sheet. Same here. This is one that they need covers, all right? So no one's going to pick just that over if they see a really nice cover. Here's another one I'm not a fan of. You can, like right here, it says 36 web notebook. It just doesn't make sense. Up here at the top, it's like teaching children to read. It's so small. It's not a great cover. It can definitely be better. Next, I think we're on number 5. If you don't have a premium account with TPT, go ahead and splurge. If this is something that you want to take seriously and you want to make money at, then you need the premium account. It's not that much. It's like $50, $59 last time I checked for the year. And then instead of only getting like 50%, you get 80%. So it's a big difference when you get a sale of what you're collecting. What I will tell you I did, and I felt comfortable doing this, I knew I wanted to do this full time, but I was still scared to put the money out because I was broke. I went ahead and kept it on the free account until I made the $60. Then I used that $60 to pay for the premium account. So there's always that. Really quick too, I wanted to tell you that most of the pages that you are doing, if you want to put a border, even if it's just a simple line border, you want to put a border on your papers because it helps it pop. It stands out more than other authors. So borders are very important. Your TOA, Terms of Agreement. I always put mine at the very end. I do not like to buy somebody's resource on Teachers Pay Teachers, and the first thing I'm seeing is like a Terms of Agreement of how I can use their stuff, and then a sales ad to something else. So I put mine at the end, but you do need a Terms of Agreement. Let me show you one of mine. Let me pull a resource up. So here's one of mine. It says, thanks for using your brain. And it says, what my terms are. By purchasing this, downloading this, you are going to know that this is just for one classroom only. If you need to give it to another teacher, they need to purchase their own. A note from me is thanking them for purchasing and where they can go for more information. Here's some more resources that they can click on to go and check out how they can follow me through my blog or TPT store or all of these. And then here's your credits. So if you use Simply Steam's artwork in your resource, you want to make sure that Simply Steam, she's the fonts, that's some of the fonts that I use. You want to make sure that you put their logo, and I like to link all of mine in there also. So you want to make sure you give them the credit that they want you to give them in your resource. And since I'm on this resource, I'll show you, this is one of the last ones that I've made. I always put a cover at the beginning. See how I have layers? There's all these different layers. That's what I was telling you earlier, why you want to use PowerPoint and not Word to make these. Let me put these back. Okay. And I try to make the cover clear and nice and neat, easy to read. And then the next page, I always put a little, these are the directions of how to use this products. And then I actually have all the different resources in here. And then the last page is my terms of use. Something I want to go over really quick because it was so important to me that I had other teacher authors who shared what they made with their first year of doing TPT. So I'm going to share with you what I make. So what I made the first year, which was 2016 is when I started, through 2017. That first year that I did this, I made about $2,000. I was still in the classroom. This was just something I did as a weekend fun thing. I liked creating things. And I ended up loving it so much I left the classroom and I do this full time. So as of today, 2022, I'm over six-figure income now. So this is my full-time baby, and I love it, and I love the freedom it gives me to be able to work from home, to still be with my children and my family, and I make my own schedule. It's amazing. I'm not saying that that's what you're gonna do. I put a lot of time and effort in, but it is possible. And when somebody else shared with me how much money they made, which was a lot more than what I make now, I was floored, and it motivated me. So you don't want to compare yourself to other pay teacher authors, but you do want to know that it's possible for you to make bigger amount of money if you put that time and effort in. I spend a lot of money and time on courses, and I also will study Google Analytics. I study Google Trends. I study how TPT works. I go to all of their national conferences. So this is definitely a full-time gig for me. The last thing that I'm going to go over, I think we're on number 8 or something like that. But the last thing I want you to know is that I told you to go to PowerPoint, and this is the reason why also, once you make your worksheets or whatever it is that you're doing, here's the border I told you I like to put. Don't forget the little things like making sure kids have a place to put their name and stuff like that. You go to File to save as, and then over here you can save this as, PDF or JPEGs. I use JPEGs whenever I save those for my thumbnails to use on TPT, and my cover is a JPEG. And this particular product that I have is a PowerPoint. It's editable, which means I take these, you can move them here, but I make them where they're JPEGs, and I re-upload to a new PowerPoint and make this the background so that nobody can move anything. Then I layer text boxes on top, so a teacher can go in there and type whatever they want in there, or a student can go in there and type what they want and turn it in digitally if they want to. So you can save it as a PDF, though, if you just want them to be able to print out the worksheets. And I will show you where to go on Teachers Pay Teachers to do that. So this is, as soon as you go to your store, you want to hit this little house up here, and you want to go to your dashboard. So over here, let me move this. So over here is my dashboard. It says how to add new products. And I keep getting in my own way. All right, so this is the one I use the most, digital download. This is for my PDFs or my PowerPoints. If you have a video that you want to upload, some teachers will make videos that are for PDs, for professional development. Some teachers will make those videos, and you can upload them here and sell them. You can use your Google Drive if you're good with Google Slides. You can, or other Google products. They let you go right here, and it goes right to your Google Drive. It's not like it's looking for other things on your Google Drive. You're just giving it that permission for that one resource, and then they can push a copy out to your customers. And that way, whenever you update anything in your Google Drive, they automatically get the update whenever they go to use it. Over here is Easel Activities. If you've never used Easel Activities, it's a new feature that TPT offers, and it has overlays. It's really, really great if you are able to use it in your school district, and you can just grade it right there. The feedback's instant. It's a great resource. And then the last one is bundling. And this is, I want to talk to you about real quick. If you are thinking like I did on my very first, this is when you use bundling, is when you would say, for example, every week I made something in science. Like maybe I made a States of Matter resource, and then I made something about animals, and then maybe I made another. Anyway, you take all of those and you can bundle them into a year-long unit or a year-long curriculum. That's what I did, and I can show you what mine looks like in a minute. Let me go and show you this digital download right here, though. You click this one. You're going to name your product. Use a name that is SEO friendly. And I'm sorry if you don't know what that is, but you'll have to do your own research on it. But basically, don't put in like Miss Martin's bingo, because no one's going to be looking for Miss Martin's bingo. Just put in bingo cards or something like that. Whatever you see up here in the search, bingo. Let's look and see. Back to school bingo. Get to know you bingo. First day of school bingo. All right. Use something like that you see in the search as your title. And then you can put your product up in here. You can add a preview. You can add a video preview if you're really good. You can add your thumbnails right here. This is where your cover goes, and these are where your thumbnail goes. I try to make all my thumbnails all square. And then you want to describe your product, price it, discount it if you want to over here. They automatically will tell you the multiple license. And then your tax code is going to be other digital goods, usually. You can read all these, though, and see if it's just books or audio or whatever. And you want to say what grade your product is for, the subject area, the resource. If you have categories, like I did mine by month, but then I also have like distance learning, back to school, and that way when someone wants to just go and see all your back to school stuff, they can just click that and find it. If you want to add your standards, which is very important, you can do that right here. It is important to tell them how long this activity will last, how many. This is a huge thing that I didn't do. I didn't ever write how many page numbers, which was so stupid on my part. Write how many pages are in there, because if you've got 100 pages and somebody else only has 5 pages, they should know that they're getting a lot more, right? So make sure you put that in there, and that way they'll know that there's more in there or there's less in there. And a lot of teachers, including myself, I won't buy a product unless I know how many pages are in it. And then if there's an answer key, and if you do need an answer key, if you're thinking like a teacher and you think that teacher needs an answer key, make the answer key. Just do it. Make the answer key. And then you are going to test that this is your original work, and then hit submit, and bam, you will have your very first product up if you have it. Now, the first product you ever do has to be a free product. Let me take you to my store real quick. So here's my free product right here. I did a All About Me pennant right there, and I only have 2 thumbnails. I suggest if they give you 3 thumbnails or 4 thumbnails, use all you can get normally, but this is a freebie, so I'm not too worried about that. Over here, here's a bundle that I was telling you about. So it looks kind of busy, right? But at least a teacher can go, oh, this is a year-long science bundle, and I can see that there's 12 products in this. And when they click it, they can see, here's all my thumbnails. I try to get where the product's in action, right? Here's a preview that I added. And this preview has, let me go up to the top. This preview tells you over here on the side what all you're going to get. It has the standards that are met. Since this is a year-long curriculum bundle, I want them to know what they're getting for first grade and kindergarten. And then it has some examples of what is inside of this. This I made specifically for this bundle, sample pages. And then over here on this side, they can click through and see what's in each individual product. So push and pull, they can see exactly what they're getting in each product. Here's night and day. Okay, so hopefully this helps you a little bit, I hope. And if you have any questions or you need any help, feel free to reach out, ask me in the comments down below if you would like to. Or you can reach out to me on my TPT store or any of my social media accounts. So I appreciate you sticking with me this long. I hope that I helped you a little bit. Let me know if I did or not. Push like on it if I did. And have a good one.